Have you ever stopped to wonder why so many of our relationships, our connections, and even our deepest bonds fall short of their true potential? It's not because we lack love, or kindness, or even good intentions. More often than not, it's because we overlook the hidden truths, the unspoken desires, the quiet needs that live deep in the human heart. Today, I want to take you into a world that most people ignore, a world of secrets that are often brushed aside, and yet they hold the power to transform not only relationships but also our understanding of life itself. These are not surface-level tips, not cliches repeated endlessly, but truths rooted in psychology. Truths about women, about desire, and about connection that men too often fail to see. And when you begin to see them, when you awaken to these hidden forces, you unlock a kind of power, not just in love, but in every part of your life. Because the reality is this: everyone carries unspoken longings, and for women especially, society has painted certain desires as forbidden, too bold to express, too vulnerable to reveal. Yet they are real, and they are powerful. And if you as a man or even as a woman listening to this, learn to recognize them, to honor them, you step into a higher level of emotional intelligence, a deeper strength, a more magnetic presence. That's what we're here for today. And if you find these truths moving, if they stir something inside you, then make sure you carry this momentum forward. Subscribe our channel Next Gen Emotive, because we are building a community where deeper understanding and growth isn't just talked about, it's lived. Now let's step into this together. One of the greatest overlooked desires women carry is the hunger to be truly seen. Not in passing glances, not through superficial compliments, but in the raw recognition of their essence. Imagine how many women walk through the world hiding parts of themselves because no one has created the safety for them to reveal it. And here's the truth: when you learn to see someone beyond the mask, beyond the role they play, you awaken a fire in them. You give them permission to step into their authentic self. That's not just love, that's liberation. Another hidden desire is the craving for strength. That is not dominance but groundedness. Too often men confuse control with strength, authority with leadership. But what women truly desire is not someone to overpower them, but someone who is rooted so deeply in their own truth that they can hold space when storms arise. This strength is calm, not forceful. It says, no matter what comes, I stand firm. And when that kind of energy enters a relationship, trust grows, attraction deepens, and the connection becomes unshakable. There's also the unspoken longing for spontaneity, for adventure, for breaking free of routine. Life becomes heavy when it turns predictable, when every day follows the same script. Psychology shows us that novelty sparks dopamine, the chemical of excitement, of passion. Women desire moments that feel alive, unexpected, thrilling. Not reckless chaos, but the kind of experiences that say, life with me will never feel like a cage. And this is not about grand gestures or expensive trips. Sometimes it's as simple as breaking the pattern, doing something unexpected, surprising them with your presence, your creativity, your imagination. But beyond this, women also carry the forbidden desire for vulnerability in men. Society has told men for centuries to hide their pain, their fears, their insecurities. Yet the paradox is this: the moment a man dares to open that door, to share a piece of his soul without fear of judgment, he creates a depth of intimacy most people never touch. Women do not want perfection, they want humanity. They want the strength that comes from honesty, from saying, this is who I am, flaws and all. That kind of courage ignites respect, admiration and love. And then comes the desire for emotional leadership. This does not mean control, nor does it mean telling someone how to feel. It means having the awareness to guide energy, to shift the tone when things get dark, to inspire light when heaviness tries to take over. Many men underestimate the power of being the thermostat instead of the thermometer, the one who sets the tone instead of reacting to it. Women secretly long for this kind of leadership because it brings balance, direction, and a sense of safety in the journey. Another overlooked desire is recognition of intellect and ambition. Too many relationships falter because one person feels unseen in their goals, their dreams, their hunger to contribute something meaningful. Women do not only desire to be loved for their beauty or their kindness, they long to be valued for their ideas, their drive, their visions. When you encourage a woman to rise, to build, to dream bigger, you awaken a loyalty and passion that goes beyond surface attraction. That support is rare, and because it is rare it is treasured deeply, and perhaps one of the deepest desires, one often overlooked, is the longing to be chosen fully, not halfway, not when it's convenient, not in fragment, to be chosen in the moments of chaos, in the imperfections, in the flaws. Commitment in its truest form is not about possession, it's about presence. Women at their core desire to know that they are not just an option, but a priority, that their presence in your life is celebrated, not tolerated. That kind of devotion creates a fire that fuels everything else: love, passion, even resilience through life's hardest storms. Now, why does this matter? Why talk about forbidden desires, about overlooked truth? Because awareness is power. Because the quality of your relationships determines the quality of your life. We can build wealth, status and fame, but if our connections remain shallow, our souls stay hungry. Understanding these desires isn't about manipulation, it's about transformation. It's about becoming the kind of person who brings out the best in others, who sees beyond the surface, who lives with intention. So let me challenge you. Don't just listen passively, don't just nod and move on. Ask yourself, where am I overlooking these truths? Where am I playing safe instead of leaning in? Where am I blind to what someone close to me is really longing for? And then dare to act, dare to give recognition, to create safety, to offer spontaneity, to embrace vulnerability, to lead emotionally, to encourage ambition, to choose fully. Because when you do, you don't just transform a relationship, you transform yourself. And here's the secret most people never realize: when you step into this level of awareness, you don't just become more attractive, you become unforgettable. You stop being ordinary, because ordinary never dares to see what's hidden. Ordinary never dares to love at this depth. But extraordinary dares to step into the forbidden, to embrace the truth, to live with courage. So rise above the noise, rise above the surface, step into the kind of understanding that changes lives. Carry these truths forward, and let them shape you. And if this resonated, if something inside you knows this is the next level of your journey, then don't just let it end here. This is just the beginning. Stay with us, grow with us, and together, let's build a future where love, understanding, and power coexist. The world doesn't change because of what we know, it changes because of how deeply we dare to live it. Dare to live it fully, dare to live it fully, dare to live it now.